Travis doing good. So I was bored, and so I thought, well, I'm sure we can come up with something to do or say if we look on the church news. Yeah. Oaks did the double Heil Hitler. If that is even possible. I'm looking at it right here. He did it at the school that replaced my school, Rick's College. See, BYU Idaho will occasionally mail me alumni material. I didn't go to their school. I don't claim that. It was Rick's I went to, and it's gone. But not, dear God, the double Heil Hitler. I'm the one who caught him with the Heil Hitler, and the very next day did this instead. Gotcha. Somebody saw my video and told you. Oh. It's a good thing women have a beautiful outward appearance. Otherwise, there would be no posterity. There's just too many divorces in the world. Too many. So here's the brilliant logic of a prophet of Jesus. Did you catch that? Do I need to go over Constantine? I have to go over it each and every single video, otherwise people are like, he's denouncing Jesus? Yeah. Why do you think the Jews denounce Jesus? Because they have another Christ. His name's Moses. Dear God, you guys have been all played for chumps. The biggest con, and the church decided to join in on that con in 1923 when they founded the church again. Yes, founded. Heber J. Grant is the founder of this church. Not Brigham Young, not Joseph Smith. Heber J. Grant. The documents are all over online. That's the Articles of Incorporation. That's when they officially became a church. Just like Brigham Young officially became a church in 1851. But he's brainwashing the students at BYU Idaho to give them deep doctrine that faith in the Lord is synonymous with trust in the Lord. You dumbass. I'll just keep it simple for them and treat them like they're stupid, and they'll worship me. He's got the video. Another exMormon, his channel, he did the whole series on Oaks and his clips, and he says, yeah, my mantle blinds Mormons to what I say. I can say anything. And case in point again. I think it's Thinker of Thoughts. Oh, it was just hilarious. See, the house was given to extended family members. And so even the house is gone. Everything's gone there. All my memories are gone. My grandpa was a farmer, sold the farm to retire, and built for what was in that day a very futuristic modern home. A lot of technologies were just brand new, and he used them. And during the flood that occurred up there, they were on an RV vacation in Canada, and were watching the news that was breaking up there in Canada of the flood, and saw a house floating on the water, and it floated right on past their house, because my grandfather's house was the only one left standing. That's how good of a home builder he was, too. So, yeah, I remember as a little kid at the kitchen table, and my dad was saying goodbye to the family that morning to go out to Rexburg to help with the cleanup. Let's see, what year was that? Marathon. You guys are holding a marathon now? 72? No. Flood, collapsing flood. 76. So yeah, we were in Michigan at the home in Miller Elementary, or in where I went to Miller Elementary. I did the video. I think I posted it. It was. Oh yeah, I veered off course into memory lane. You guys didn't know about this. So I'll tell you now. I tried to go back and find the house. It was a 2-story, brand new suburban home. The garage was on the right side, and the master bedroom was on the upper left. And there's no 2-story buildings there anymore. It's gone. It's Paul Revere Road. Gone. And so everything is gone. My whole life is gone. And Canada, all that is gone there in McGrath. The fire department, my home, gone. The hospital, gone. So yeah, I was 6 years old, because it was June 5th. And, Rick's College was used as the ground central command, I guess you can say, for all operations, because it's up on the sloping part of the hill. And so they were able to get everybody up there away from the flooding and provide emergency and basics for everybody until the flood went away and cleanup was completed. You can still see in the older buildings the flood stains. So, what do you know? 6 years old, and I have that memory of being at the kitchen with my dad saying goodbye. Interesting. Alright, where was I? Oh yeah, Oaks and the double Heil Hitler. What is frustrating about Oaks is he encourages only faith, only trust. And it's not God's will. How are we supposed to know what God's will? We look to the prophets to tell us what God's will is. And that's what he's deceiving in that manner. Again, his mantle. Oh, prophet is right before me. Ah. And you don't listen to him. You don't pay attention to the words that are coming out of his mouth. No new taxes. And it means trusting his timetable. Oh, well, what's his timetable then? Tell us his timetable. Oh, well, you gotta just have trust and faith. You're circling back around again. Cut it out. We must trust him enough that we are content to accept his will. What's his will? Knowing that he knows what is best for us. What is best for us? Dear God, how is... he just will not give us the answers. And that's the trap. Is because Mormons hear what they want to hear and justify whatever they want to do. And then you get all sorts of people, even ex-Mormons. I'm sorry, guys. You have been damaged by the church far beyond your wildest nightmares. Because you're pulling these same kinds of stunts too. And it's not my fault. Don't get mad at me. It's the church. It's Oaks. Patience is a hard lesson for me to study, so I'm still learning today. I was a BYU Idaho student. Rick's was awesome for social entertainment, for social involvement. I grew up in Southern California. Laura Baker was the only Mormon closest to me. She was down the block in Placentia, and she was dating since second grade, or if not first grade, before I got there. I got there for second grade. Kevin, he's not even Mormon. And so, yeah, I had nobody that I could relate with and hang out with and share and blah, blah, blah. To have childhood crush. But when you have Mormons who fall victim to Oaks and his predatorial generalizationing, what would normally be the sweetest, purest, innocent of beauty turns into the most vile, despicable vision of ugly, of soul. Do you not understand that, people? That when you're bad, you're an ugly person inside. And so no matter how beautiful you are on the outside, and yes, beauty is subjective. There is no way to measure and grade or hold beauty contests. The whole thing is just ridiculous. It's just the judge's opinion on what outward beauty is. And they mask it by having the talent and answering questions. I'd feed the world. Would you? Would you really? See, I grew up in the 80s as a teen. I know all about the blonde jokes. And you guys are not believing me when I talk about the dangers of psychology. It was the psychologists who put into the minds of the women that they needed to be blonde bimbos. And then it was the psychologists who went to the other group, the homemakers with children and little girls, to turn them into vile, evil creatures, to shame the blonde bimbos. I've got but there at Rick's, we were able to be ourselves, though we still never in my life had so many women smiled and said hi to me just walking on campus. I don't even know them, and they're smiling and saying hi. That was not in my high school. In my high school, you avoided eye contact, and if you did happen to make eye contact, you had to give a nod. That's it. Don't say hi. Don't talk. And the other response is supposed to be a head nod also. If they don't head nod, well, you've now got to fight. Because they disrespected you. That was my life in high school. And so I go to Rick's. I'm among Mormons. I thought, this is awesome. Church is so true. And it's a Trojan horse, literally. A Trojan horse. It appeared like a gift from the gods. And I can't blame Mormons. I can't blame you guys. Ex-Mormon or Mormon. The church did that to you. The church taught you and raised you to break my heart. Shatter my dreams, to be the destroyer of lives. Because, as all of you are aware, whether it happened to you or you know of a family member or a friend or neighbor, there's somebody who says, what? Joseph Smith used a rock and a hat? Or people are accusing Joseph of having pedophilia? Or Joseph Smith wasn't a translator? And then you don't listen to guys like me who tell you the truth. But in a marriage, oh dear God, that's like a ticking time bomb that the church sets the trap for all married couples. You know, because do you let your spouse know that, hey, I've learned for myself that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is not true? No, dear, it's Presbyterianism. No, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is true. I'm leaving you now, because you're now evil. And yet the one who finds out the truth, well, I've learned now that you're evil. So I'm leaving you. I'm going to leave you before you leave me. Oh yeah? I'm taking the kids. Oh yeah? Oh, you are out of the country? And the laws of the land don't stop you? Well, that sucks. Who wrote these laws? And you don't want your children. Wait, your children? Am I not the father? Oh, you are the father. You're going to pay for it. But my children are not going to learn Hebrew. Drama, drama, drama. But that's the kind of damage the church does. And Oaks is just playing games with you guys. Faith is trust. Trust is faith. Faith is trust. Trust is faith. La 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 la. Mental. Wow, prophet. That's so true. Church is so true. Oh, I'm getting emotional. My feelings must be validated. In case you don't know some of my jokes, there's background stories, so yes, there's a particular person I'm speaking to in code through this video. Many of you feel that way too. Do we? Are you sure? How are we able to know if we're having the same feeling? Because only we can feel it. And there's no way to describe feelings. And so we're just going to assume we all feel the same way? Well, I have feelings. Are they the same as your feelings? Oh, they're not? Well, how do you know what I'm feeling? How do you know it's not the same? Yeah, because there's other ways, not feelings. You just got exposed. And he selected a section where everybody was wearing a mask. Oh, wait a minute. Nope. Oh, there's a rebel girl right there in the right side. In jeans and it looks like a black jacket. And having gone to Rick's, knowing the honor code standards and values, I can assure you that is not male. Despite the long hair, you know, and in the world, guys have long hair. But not at Rick's, thus not at any of the BYUs. I had long hair, sort of. When I tried to grow my hair out, it curled. And so I have to grow it out past the curl phase. And that takes way too long. But yeah, junior high. That was an ugly year. Had glasses because went to contacts after that. Grew a mustache. No beard. No any kind of beard. I guess there's like dozens of different names for different styles, but no, just the mustache. Do you know how hard it is to shave up here? You know how often it gets cut because of all the curvatures that go on up there? You women just do not understand a man's pain. Our feelings must be validated. Plan every single event. When a person exercises faith in Christ and follows his commandments, so what are they? What are they? Well, they're in the scriptures. Oh, scriptures? So love, not the racism, sexism, bigotry, hating of the poor that you speak of, Oaks? No. No, you do not understand. Or when the whistleblower came out and said you guys are committing crimes with our tithing money, and you said, oh, we're following the parable of the talents. That's how we're supposed to interpret scripture? That's how we're supposed to be commanded from scripture? Oh dear God. I hope there's none of you saying at this moment, well, what, the parable of the talents, isn't that about money? It's about saving souls. The one guy refused to save souls, and thus he was cast into outer darkness. Please tell me none of you fell for that. This is just tragedy spewed out on print, on digital print. Oh, they're speaking of Rexburg. Faith brings assurance. Faith is assurance. Faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. You know, another temple is about to come to Rexburg. Well, after I left. And you are much of the reason. Okay, wait a minute. Let's go back. Also focusing her teachings on faith, Sister Oaks express the love Do you guys understand that's a psychological manipulation? To start off with platitudes and praise and flattery. That's supposed to trick you into softening you up so that they can then get what they want from you. Especially love our visits here because of the extra measure of spirituality. There's no such thing. This is what happens when you grow up Mormon. These are the kind of psychotic thinking processes that we all go through. And when we leave the church because we found out Joseph Smith used a rock and a hat, you don't say, you know, wait a minute, maybe everything that I was taught has to be reevaluated. All the doctrines have to be reevaluated. And I don't think anybody fully grasps that. You know, we do when people are held hostage and develop Stockholm Syndrome. Yeah, we all know they need to be re-educated to come back to reality. But I don't think people fully grasp how dangerously evil the church is on the mindset of Mormons. I mean, you have parents raising children that when they are 10 years old, they cause the murder of a fellow 10-year-old because she's black. And we all know the type of criticism and bullying that was spewed on her. An innocent little 10-year-old being told she's the daughter of Cain. She's cursed by God. And Mormons say openly, oh, no, we're no longer racist because in 1978, Jesus gave revelation to the prophet of God, Spencer W. Kimball, that had to be read over the pulpit of conference by N. Eldon Tanner, that I was 8 years old, 2 years after the flood, that now blacks can benefit from having paid tithing their whole lives and now be called worthy. So they were just giving their money to the church and still being called unworthy. And nobody wants to connect that with a protection racket of the most vile evil. And I can't get our government to actually punish criminal behavior. And the only explanation is that our government is controlled by the church. There is no other explanation. Because if they're evil, then they're complicit with the church being evil, which means the church has control over the government still. You know, I understood under Barr why they weren't going after the church, but under Garland, he's failing us. I mean, oh, gee, we finally have Bannon again. Pardon the first time around. And we all know Trump's going back into power and destroying America, and then we'll free Bannon. Yeah, laughing. It's even funnier when a member of the 70 or even a prophet tries to tell a joke over the pulpit of conference, and Mormons don't understand it, so they don't really laugh. And the speaker has on the paper pause for effect. And so there's that awkward moment, and you can see it on their faces as they're trying not to make an expression. Yay, she's talking to Emma. You son of a bitch, Oaks. You know damn well my 17, not 17, my youngest daughter is. Son of a bitch. He's seeking revenge for exposing him last Friday. That's why he went to Rick's, BYUIO, and he mentions Emma. See, he pulled the same stunt back in October 2018, or was it 19? No, I think, it was where he said he got a letter from a woman who's marrying a guy who already has a first wife, but she died, and she was asking Oaks, who's going to be the first wife? Will I get my own mansion after we're dead in the spirit world? And all his response was, trust in the Lord. Never mind that polygamy is illegal. And he's saying, oh yeah, we're going to be practicing polygamy because Nelson changed the law of chastity for 2019. It must have been 2018 as he was, let's find out. Let's trust in the Lord is the name of the talk. (2019) October. So yeah, it's after it was already changed in the law of chastity. Oh, feelings. They said it. She said it. More importantly, feelings and impressions his words bring to mind. That's the psychological manipulation. They play on your emotions and feelings. There it is. Sister Oaks is telling you, as President Oaks speaks to you, write down ideas that relate to you, and more importantly, feelings and impressions his words bring to mind. And so, instead of writing down the literal words he says, I feel so grateful that the church is true. My feelings must be validated. Oh my God. See, because she is a perfect example here of the danger she is speaking with the words from our language. And she's telling them not to listen to the words, because it's more important to listen to your feelings and impressions and write those down. And of course, all Mormons know the Book of Mormon, where it says, words cannot express. I am forbidden. I cannot write but 100th part. And so, yes, Mormons say, I can't explain them, but I'm crying. Church is true, it's the Spirit. Oh, sure enough, that is the Spirit talking to you. How did I know? How did I know? Oh my God, it's no longer the still small voice. It's now the still small feeling. And you guys get mad at me. This is what happens when you are under the control of someone else's thinking. You place the abuser who's brainwashed you on a high pedestal, literally, and anyone who says anything critical is now your enemy. And so, yeah, Sister Oaks, she's got Stockholm Syndrome. Born and raised Mormon, married to a prophet who speaks and spews lies and truth is faith, and both are assurance. And we'll just keep going back and forth talking about them being the same. Mantle, shiny key mantle. So in case you don't know, people are hypnotized, often with some kind of thing to occupy your brain and get it under control. Some hypnotherapists, they're still psychos, will be able to speak to you and put you under. You are feeling sleepy. No, not. You're getting tired. You ever try that with an infant? And the infant doesn't want to go to sleep, and the baby gets mad at you for saying it's time for bed. You're getting sleepy. It is so good. Not for Emma. I didn't get to see her at all. She was in the womb when she was abducted. Oh, right. It's not a law, so therefore it's not a crime. Yep. See, I can't tell if that's the same stadium or if they've rebuilt the stadium. Because I'm not seeing the walkways. It's like people are sitting in the aisles. They're not supposed to be that overcrowded. They used to control that so that people were not sitting in the aisles. And I do not see any kind of space. But yeah, this must be different. It's got 3 upper levels. No, I don't. The nice cushiony seats, and those are new. They had different kind of cushiony seats for the elite on the court. So all my memories are just my memories now. There is none of my memories are real anymore. They're all destroyed and gone. Oh, 9 years of marriage. Yeah, they're talking about Nelson's first wife. So yeah, that's the trigger words. You can see it. Heavenly Father's children, God, Lord Jesus Christ, President Russell M. Nelson, feel, Gospel of Jesus Christ. All of those are trigger words that psychologists use to hypnotize you. If you've ever been aware of how that works. So that when you hear the word such and such, then you're supposed to do something. Or, conversely, when I say this word, you will wake up. Works for brainwashing, that's all it is. Clucking like a chicken, making a fool of yourself. Faith in action? No, faith leading to results, and that's what he won't tell Mormons. Consequences. By their fruits you shall know if they're good or bad. And he's not wanting Mormons to go there, because if we did, we'd go, oh, well, these are bad results. He's a false prophet. So, just disgusting. So what did we all learn from this? Oakes gave the double Heil Hitler. That's what I learned. I'll show you the picture of the single one. I put it in a video thumbnail just the other day. I then asked you the other day in another video if you saw that. So where's Oakes? And said Waldo.